So,
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Or what? Why you have it up? Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Annie. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass. Get out of the car. Give me your ass. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of law don't you understand?
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin.
When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you.
I'm getting
You're a little
out.
confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew. Hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all
Don't move.
good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. Bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery
in your ears when we come there. Put your window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big man, don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Straight up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey,
I'm
you're in the car.
Who's the driver?
This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
You're gonna have to ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license.
Leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
Sir, what's going on?
Your license
man?
right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving,
Your
man.
license right now.
Sir, you want me
Hey,
to
your
leave?
license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now.
He just told me to
Your
leave.
license right now.
Sir, he just-
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now. We're not playing this game.
Joe, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you muted.
I thought it was me for a second.
Oh, let me did the same thing to say it. I was like, huh?
It got real tense. So I
Mark,
guess
when I
we
saw
laugh.
your face, I was like, okay, so it's not just me. All right, bet.
But sorry, I should have put like a warning because it was a disturbing video. But you saw it. It was the raw video. We didn't edit it or nothing. Literally, that's a raw video. So we're gonna react to it. So the man for these type of topics, I like to always kick off this topic, is my boy Dave. So Dave, give me your reaction to this video.
This was something that unfortunately we're used to seeing. We've seen a situation like this happen multiple times before, and it honestly does not always end well. So for once, I will say I'm glad that it didn't end in someone getting hurt. I'm glad that Tyreek Hill lived to be able to see and actually go play in this game, along with Calais Campbell and the other player that was in the car. I forget who his name was, but I know it was Tyreek Calais Campbell and someone else. Um, this is just, I mean, this is a system that wasn't meant to help us in any way. It was never built that way. It was always built to be against us and to, you know, not help us get to where we need to be. Tyreek Hill didn't. Some people may say he should have kept his window down. And whether you believe he should have done that or not, there's still certain measures that you don't go as an officer to force the law. And I feel like he just did whatever he could to force that. He got emotional. He got emotional because Tyreek was not listening to him. He wasn't abiding by his rules. You know, a lot of officers like to put that badge on and make it seem like, you know, they're the law. They're not the law. You are there to abide by the law, just like all of us are as well. And let's be honest, um a lot of officers have ego trips when it comes to certain stuff like this. I've seen multiple videos of just normal people have interactions like this with the police. And I'm not just saying that just only happens to our people, but this is what happens to our people very often. We're the ones that have the conversations to say of what happens when you see a police officer behind you. How do your reaction when you talk to an officer? How are you supposed to speak to them? You know, how you look at them, how you act. You make sure that you speak well. If they ask for your ID, you give them your ID, whether you know the law or not. There's a lot of things that we do to protect our lives because our lives are at risk almost every time we see a police officer. So I think the situation could have been handled a lot differently if, you know, the officer just didn't get so emotional. He didn't have to drag Tyreek out the car because when he told him to get out, Tyreek was, as you can see, he was getting out the car. And then when they forced him to sit down, he said, I just had a knee injury. And we all know Tyreek definitely just had a knee injury. It's known information. It's something that we report all the time. I report it all the time in the NFL chat. I report injuries, signings, and everything. So this is something that is known information. Yes, we know Tyreek Hill just came up from knee. So of course he would not want to just automatically just force himself to sit down because it could cause another injury for him. And it could affect his career and affect his team. But I think that situation was just bad all around. Tyreek Hill, maybe he shouldn't have, you know, maybe he should have just kept his window down and, you know, talk normally. But even if that's the case, there's just a certain way you handle it as an officer. You are a professional. That is your job. You're supposed to handle that in a better fashion. And I feel like he didn't handle it well. And all that they did was put him on administrative leave. This is what happens when stuff like that happens to us. People don't get their jobs taken away from them. They get paid leave or administrative leave. So this is just something that we're used to seeing. It's unfortunate, but this is just what happens.
Mark.
Well, with the administrative leave thing, I do see they did that immediately. I've never seen them put a cop on administrative leave that fast after the situation happened. So the city was even upset about that situation because it was Tyreek Hill. But just to react to the video, what if it wasn't Tyreek Hill? You know, like you said, what if it wasn't him? Like how far would they have went? The cop is asking him to roll his window down, and you know the law said you don't have to roll your window all the way down. You can roll your window down a little bit, as long as you can give them your information. And he pulled him over because I guess he was speeding. It was a speeding infraction. If you live in Florida, I live down here, so I know exactly where he got pulled over at, and I know the road. So I mean, people going 65, 70 all day on that road. You know, the average speed limit is 45. So I mean, yes, he was pulling him over for speeding was justified, but the reaction of the cops, like Dave said, it was an ego trip. The cop got high on ego, and he was just. You got to do what I say, do what I say, do what I say. And that's not like, it doesn't cost for that. It's a traffic stop. You know, it's not like he had a gun or anything like that, or if it's anything. And the cop, even if the cop didn't know who Tyreek Hill was, like, why are you so upset? Like, why are you so mad about that situation? And then when other players got, I think other play, well, yeah, when other players stopped the car, you wasn't even dealing with that situation. You was messing with Tyreek Hill, then you walked over there and tried to arrest the other guy. Like, you was just, and then the cop, it's another video. It's another cop that said, "What did he do? You know, it's Tyreek Hill. What did he do? What was the infraction? What was the infraction?" He said he was speeding. Oh God, that's all you heard. Oh God, and then the video cut off. So it's just like, and then on top of that, like with all the attention that the police is getting today because of the situations with like all of the killings and everything like that. Thank God it didn't end that way. So I mean, it was just it didn't look good on the police of Miami. It didn't look good at all. And I'm not even gonna lie, there's some good cops out here. It really is. It's just some apples, some bad apples. But it is a lot of good cops. But it's a lot of bad apples.
All right. So look, how I'm going to address the situation. I'm going to address it in a. Okay, this one. I'm gonna start by doing this. I agree with you 100%. All right, but let me start by saying this first. I'm going to hold Tyreek Hill accountable for a second. When you get put over by the police, do not give them a reason to act like that. Yes, you might have rights, but is that worth risking your life? Let me ask you that question. You knowing you're right, yeah, I don't have to put my window all the way on. Okay, that's fine. But is it worth risking your life? We see it all the time. Police, just because of their ego, because they get mad, they just pull the trigger quickly. A young lady just died in her own house. We just saw that a couple of months ago. Quick trigger. Is it worth it? Dave asked the question earlier. He said, when the police get behind you, I remember a Caucasian guy, right? He asked me, he said, how do you feel when the police get behind you? I said, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I get nervous and I'll be completely clean. Like, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, depending on where I'm at, and the police get behind me, I'm like, dang, I ain't got nothing in the car. My license good. I don't care. I ain't got nothing in the car. I'm clean. All right. But when they pull me over, I comply. I be respectful. 2, I was taught, put the windows down. 2 hands on the wheel. When you want to put your windows down. When they ask for your license, you tell them where you're going to reach for. I'm going to go to the glove department to get my license. Okay. I'm going to reach in my pocket. You comply. You give them no reason to act crazy. Now, that does not give that police officer the right to do what he did. Because at the end of the day, he's the one with the badge, not Tyreek Hill. He the one that got to do his job. Tyreek Hill not at work. If I work at Chick-fil-A and the customer get mad at me, I'm supposed to swing on the customer? No, I gotta stay calm. Go get the manager or something. You gotta do your job. And what he did was not his job. When he slammed Tyreek Hill to the ground, all that stuff, I'm like, all right, man. And then Tyreek Hill was calm after that. Tyreek Hill didn't fight back. He just sat there and y'all do what y'all do. He said it. Y'all take me to do what y'all do. They picked him up. He got up. Then they said, sit down. Like, first of all, come on, bro. You pick me up. Then you tell me to sit down. Before you tell me to sit down, I'm like, hold on, calmly. And you just aggressively push me. Like, what are you doing? So I didn't like that at all. This dude, like Dave said, he got emotional. And when you get emotional, you don't think straight. When you lead with your emotions, you usually do the wrong thing. That's what happens. And what made it worse, like Mark said, his teammates, people pull up. Like we all do. If I see Dave get pulled over, I'm like, what happened? Like, I'm gonna stand there and watch. They said, no, you gotta leave. You can't park here. Man, I got my hazards on, man. I'm talking about I got a flat tire. I would have said something like that. My tire ain't tripping. I got a flat tire. But
and then he said you in the middle of the road. He not in the middle of the road. He on the side.
Exactly. But the other dude pulled up. He was walking. I think it was Claire's comment. He was walking. He was like, the other video was like, back up. He's slowly backing up. And then he's threatening him. You want me to take it to jail too? I'm like, bro, he's backing up. He's doing what you told him to do. And he got his hands up the whole time. And then asking for a due license and all that stuff. After the other fed said you can go, he said I can go. No, you dealing with me now. So I'm just glad that they got those body cams, man, that hold them accountable. But are they gonna do something about it? But Tyreek, you don't do that because you sending a message to the youth that they can do that. Like, this cooperate when the police pull you over. Like, you got a game today. Just get your ticket and go. Put it window down, get your ticket and go. So that's my 2 cents. Like, I didn't agree with either side. I didn't like how Tyreek set the tone, but Tyreek is a citizen at the end of the day, and the police officer is the authority, right? So he should be one that he's on duty. He got to do his job at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
only thing I can say about that is it's a double standard because it's not fair, because it only happens to us why police act aggressive like that. And when you see like a white person get pulled over or Asian person, they're not that aggressive. No, they're not. It's only like that with us. So it's sad that we the ones that got to do this so we won't end up dying. But nobody else got to do that. We got to do that though, so we don't end up dying. And like the saying that, like, yeah, you sending a message to the youth, like, but then you got to look at it like, what are you doing? Like, why are you knocking on my window that hard? I gave you what you asked for. Now you're knocking on my window down. You're gonna roll it down more. And like, what? Like, why are you so mad? Didn't you tell me to roll the window down and get out the car? You said no. And then you open my door and pull me out. And then when I tell you I got knee surgery, you get mad and be like, did you get ear surgery too? Because
yeah,
like what?
That's
are you
crazy.
What? Come
Just,
on, like
you
that was
just got
like
he
whether
got
Tyreek
really
Hill should have
emotional.
rolled the window down all the way like he said or not. It's just right not to do that. So I mean,
you're
rather be
right.
saying
It's
it's just right not to do it.
absolutely,
I agree.
absolutely. But I this is where I tend to agree with Joe on this. It's because we know that that's the law.
I know,
But
but
we
it's
know
like
it's different when it comes
that's
to
the thing. It's
us.
not fair
Our
to
lives are at stake. It's not too many people that it comes in our situation. Their lives are at stake. You just said it yourself. Other cultures, other races don't have to deal with what we have to deal with, and we know this, and we know we shouldn't have to deal with this. But we know what's the reality. The reality is we do deal with this,
No,
and
don't get me.
we have these conversations all the time. We know what we got to do in these situations. Just we got to do whatever we can to make sure that we are able to live to see the next day.
Like, don't get me wrong. Other races deal with this also, but
Not consistently as much as we do.
statistically, we deal with it way more. All right, so that's true. And 'cause I don't want to say like there's some Caucasian guys, some Hispanic guys there say, man, I just dealt with this yesterday. So I get it. There's some people out there dealing with this too. All right, but like Mark, you are right. He has the right to do what he does. Like, but me, I'm like, yo, I have the right, but guess what? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. Like, I'm not. My pride is not going to get in the way with my life. That's all I'm saying. All right. So I'm just saying, like, we got to be smart and be humble, because being humble is just doing what you got to do to get out the situation. Doing what you gotta do, and what I gotta do, just be respectful. Now, if I'm respectful and this dude still does what he does, I did all I could to avoid this situation, and stuff happens sometimes. But if I look back at the situation, I say, you know what? If there's something I could have done to prevent this to happen, I don't want that to be nothing. I want me to walk away that situation knowing that I did everything I could for this not to escalate the way it did, and that is just comply. Roll the window down. Both your windows. I was taught that. I was told you get pulled over, son. Roll both your windows down. Put two hands on the wheel, and then whatever they say, you say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And then some people, man, that's some sucker stuff. Man, get your pride out the way. Who cares, man? Who cares about what people think? I don't care. What I care about is leaving that scene and going home to my wife and kids.
Yeah,
That's all I care about.
Is it pride you care about, or is it your life?
I mean,
I
you're
care about
right.
my
But
life
you also
more.
got to look at the fact that normally in Florida, it's a lot of celebrities always riding around. They always got the darkest tint on their window. You don't roll your window all the way down as a celebrity in Miami, because you don't want somebody to see you, follow you home, follow you do anything, because it's that serious down here. So it's almost like rule of thumb. If you have anything nice like that, you never let nobody see what you're driving like that. Nobody wants you to see him. Oh, that's Tyreek Hill car. When I see that, they're gonna follow him home. Like, you don't want to roll your window all the way down. So it's reasons why people don't. Why he didn't roll his window all the way down.
I get that, but I think in this situation that doesn't matter because this is the police.
But they ended up seeing who he was anyway. Because they took him out of the car.
And you're
Yeah.
like right around
They
the
saw his ID. They knew who he was.
I
So
feel you, Mark, with that. I feel
don't
you,
think
but
they knew who. I don't think the officers knew who he was. I don't think they watched football. To be honest with you, I don't think they knew
they
who.
might not.
But look, Mark, I feel you. If that's the
Watched
case, if that's why Tyreek didn't roll his window down, cool.
It's like
You
that a
know,
lot. Yeah, it's
you
like that
know,
a lot.
if that's the
He's a
reason.
nice car like that.
But I'm just saying, if he just did it because he know the law is just, I'm gonna just do it a little bit. I don't gotta do it all the way. You know, like
Yeah, they'll roll
that's
down a little bit, then roll it right back up once the officers stop talking to them. Like that's what the celebrities do, so people won't see them in their car and follow them home.
Cav, you just joined the conversation. Nobody said the police was wrong.
No.
All I'm saying is, do what you gotta do to leave the situation alive. Why would you do anything to frustrate the police if you could be potentially killed? Now, Tyreek got out of the situation alive, and he is a citizen. The police is a police. The police is in the wrong because he's the one that's supposed to be calm and collective and cool. But at the end of the day, I don't know this officer. Me personally, we saw how hot this dude was. If it was 2 o'clock in the morning, it would be a different story probably. You know what I mean, right? You see this police officer. So when I get pulled over, I just do what I can do with my ability to calm the situation and walk away so I can go home to my wife and kids. So nobody's making excuses for the police. Nobody's saying the police was right. We all said the police is 1,000% wrong.
Wrong.
And we're not really saying Tyreek is wrong. Tyreek was in his right to do what he did.
Yeah, we're just saying because of who he is and of his culture, there's just a certain way that we react to the police, and I tend to agree with what Blaze said. We just be more polite sometimes. Sometimes it's just all it takes, just to be cool, calm, and collective. What they're supposed to be, we should at least we need to be that as one. We need to treat others how we want to be treated. Now, if they continue to act like that, even though Tyreek was polite, then Tyreek has all the right. Now, we're not saying that Tyreek doesn't have the right because he did not be polite, but we're just saying that it makes it a little bit different if that's what happens.
Yeah, and again, I don't think this was a race thing because the officers that did it were brown too. Like, I don't think
they were Hispanic. Yeah.
It's an ego. It's a police thing. Like
it's an ego thing. Yeah,
it's an ego thing. Be the police. I'll run everything. Like I just saw another video. A cop walked in the woman's house saying, "I own this house," because the kids opened the door and closed the door, and he opened the door behind them and walked in. You're like, yeah, like it's just an ego thing. I promise you, it's an ego thing.
Now, he can get shot doing that.
But it was a woman and her kids. So I mean, I don't think the father was home. It was just the mother at the door. Like, what are you like? Why are you in my house? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he was on his house. Just police. It's just an ego thing with police. I don't think it was a race thing. Black officers do the same thing.
Definitely an ego thing. It was more ego than anything else.
Like it's last thing I'm saying, and like a little small example. Let's go back to Chick-fil-A, all right? Let's say the person at Chick-fil-A somebody walk out Chick-fil-A, and I walk in and I order something, and I see a bunch of these dudes I order after me getting their food, right? And I'm waiting. I'm like, what the heck is going on, right? So instead of me politely asking, hey, what's going on with my food? I get an attitude, which I have every right to get an attitude because, bro, like, you serve like 5 dudes in front of me. I get an attitude, and then next thing you know, they get an attitude back with me, and next thing you know, we fighting. And next thing you know, I'm in handcuffs, I go to jail. If somebody said this, Joe, is there anything you could have done better? I would have been, you know what? I could have politely asked, is my food coming? Instead of me getting an attitude. Now, I was in my right to do what I did, but I could have avoided the situation if I would have just stayed calm and asked politely. That's all I'm saying with the whole Tyreek situation. It's like you had a right to not roll your window down like all the way, but to avoid all this, just do it, bro. Just roll it down, bro. Just roll it down. But like Mark said, if he's doing that because he don't want to be seen, because he's a number 1 receiver in the NFL, basically. That's what number 1 player. So he don't want to be seen to get followed home with the luxury car. I get that because you're protecting your safety, right? You're being safe. You're protecting you know what I'm saying, right? But if you're doing it because of pride, that I don't agree with that. It could have been handled better. That's all I'm saying. But we spent too much time talking about Tyreek Hill when he was the innocent one, and the guilty person is that police officer.
Yeah. So. The reprimand needs to be a lot more steeper than just administrative leave.
Whew,
you probably get promoted. You're probably gonna be like, telling cops to go across the street and, this way. You go that way.
Oh, with that
That ain't-
attitude.
Yeah, he might get demoted. He already drove the motorcycle, so he might get demoted again. So
With
he
that
might be
attitude.
on Miami Beach in a
But
go-kart.
that's people like that don't need to be in positions of power.
Exactly. Get fired.
Yeah.
Boom. Like police officers shouldn't get like. I know you're human, but this is an important job right here, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah,
They shouldn't get
They're-
second chances, you
you
think?
got to be able to control your emotions in all situations, especially if you're the professional. You
Exactly.
can't handle yourself that way.
If a doctor messes up a surgery, get him out of here.
Exactly.
Get him out of here.
Ain't no demotion. You are gone.
Get him out of here.
You're
Come on now,
you,
come on.
No second
you're in
chances. for
you're in charge of
doc-
someone's life, and that's the same thing with police officers. They're in
Police
charge of someone's life.
No second chances.
Facts.
Mm.
All right.
So
So
right there.
I don't agree with that one. That's a debate.